Let's stroll around Animal Kingdom and take in Kilimanjaro Safaris. Hi everyone, it's Herb from World of Walt, and it is another Saturday back in the Disney parks here at Walt Disney World in Central Florida. It is good to be back in and nice to be here at the Animal Kingdom first time in several months. I got some folks streaming into the park today. And it is good to be here, good to hear the music of Animal Kingdom. Ted, good morning to you. Thanks for joining me here on the live broadcast. Idea is, as often the case, I'm going to take the long way around. Going to check out Kilimanjaro Safaris as long as the standby wait isn't too long. It was listed as 25 minutes right before I started the broadcast. My guess is it's probably a little less than that. But instead of heading straight back, we're going to hang a right. We're going to go through Dinoland USA, go past Expedition Everest, make our way over to Africa, and then to the safari. Rhonda said, incredibly excited to see some normalcy. It is a good thing to be back in the Disney parks for sure. Tracy in Orlando, hello to you. Hi Corey, good morning. Welcome to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Olivia in Houston, Texas. And hi Jack from Connecticut, how's it going? Thanks for being here. Mark from Louisiana. It is nice to be back here in Disney's Animal Kingdom. First time since the shutdown in March that I've had a chance to be in this park. Last weekend had a chance to be in the Magic Kingdom, and sort of before that, for the pass holder preview, had a chance to sneak over to Epcot. Not sneak, go over to Epcot. Earlier this week, it was fun to be back in that park. And it is good to be back here in Disney's Animal Kingdom. The only park I've not yet been to since the reopening is Disney's Hollywood Studios. That's a tough one to get into. I think it's extremely popular because folks still want to check out Rise of the Resistance and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Hey Dawn, hello to you from Wisconsin. Thanks for being here. Paul, good morning. Hi Jackie. Says, great that I'm back in the parks. It is good to be back. You can see we got some Wilderness Explorer action going on over here. Donna, good morning to you. She's got her walking shoes on. We'll both get some steps in this morning. It is nice to see the tree life back in its full glory. Hear the music of the parks. It's very limited capacity, as has been the case since the reopening. It's still takes some getting used to see so few people here in the parks. So the idea is to go check out Kilimanjaro Safaris, which normally I'd take a left, but you know me, I like to take the long way around. So instead we're going to take a right. We're going to go into Dinoland USA, up past Expedition Everest, over through Asia, and make our way to Africa. Crystal, hello to you in Ontario, Canada. Thanks for being here. Very excited that I had the battery replaced on my iPhone this week, so I'm hoping it's going to operate a little bit better. In the past, it's been very hard to see the display because my battery was on its last legs. I just couldn't get the brightness up on the screen to be able to see the comments, but so far, so good today. So thank you for your comments. Please keep them coming. Carla says, wishes she were here. Glad I can bring you a little bit of Disney fun. Ooh, I can see Flame Tree Barbecue. Looks like they are operating. One of my favorite barbecue places. Good stuff. Debbie says, love taking the long way around. Thank you for that, Debbie. Tracy enjoys the music. Me too. A lot of fun. Leanne says she's got her long way around t-shirt on. Very cool. Thank you for picking that up. If you're interested in the assortment of t-shirts, you can head over to worldofwaltstore.com and check them out. Matthew and Charlotte, hello to you in Pennsylvania. All right, here we go, Dinoland USA. So we learned the official news that Primeval Whirl is not coming back. I also learned that Rivers of Light is not coming back. So both of those are permanently shut down here. I'm going to see what Primeval Whirl looks like. I've read that the attraction vehicles are gone. There's a little bit of boarding up going on. Probably some dismantling. Good morning. Still to come. Joan from Boston, how are you? Cindy, good morning to you. Rivian said, is it time for the shameless plug? Rivian, nice to see you. This week you get the award for prompting the shameless plug for the Pin of the Month Club. If you'd like to get a little bit of Disney fun delivered to your home every month, check out pinofthemonthclub.com. Thanks to everyone who's a subscriber. I will be doing some pin shopping today. Make sure I've got an inventory of pins to send out. Decorations for Donald's Dino Bash are still up here, although I don't think Donald is greeting his friends, just because that's the day we're in. Vera, hello to you from Woodstock. Thanks for being here. Amanda says, looks like an awesome day. It is a bright and sunny day. About 84, 85 degrees when I started up the broadcast. Going to get up to 88. It's summertime in Florida. It's sticky, but nice. It's good to see the sun out. Carolyn, good morning to you. Eric says, loves the pins. Eric, thank you for being a pin aficionado. All right, some fun stuff going on here. All right, I wanted to pay my respects to Primeval Whirl. Let's see what it looks like now that it's going to be shutting down and going away permanently. It's been shut down for some time. Actually, it was one of my go-to attractions. It was normally pretty easy to get a fast pass. Kind of fun to do. Kind of does a little bit of a neck or number on your neck, but it's still fun. Barbara, good morning to you in Massachusetts. Thanks for being here. We got the Dino Land music cranked up today. All right, let's take a peek at Primeval Whirl. The marquee sign is still up and illuminated. That's interesting. Looks like the lights are on in the queue there. But the attraction is quiet and will be from here on out. Susan says, nobody here. It is a very interesting view with so few people. Michelle, hello to you. Says, thanks for the long way around. Glad to do it. Thanks for joining me here in Dino Land, USA. Goodbye, Primeval Whirl. I'll miss you. And I wish you well. Sean, top of the day to you as well. Thanks for being here. Glennis says, loves the music. It is a lot of fun. You can see the Triceratops spin is up and operating. But the games here in Dino Land are not. So all the carnival-style games are shut down right now. Makes this corner of the park seem a little bit quiet. One interesting thing about visiting the parks now with so few people in it is you can really hear the music and see some of the details that maybe you couldn't see with such large numbers of people around. Lori, good morning to you. Says, not too many people. Yes, this is true. Bonnie says, what are the plans for this area? Disney hasn't really made any announcements aside from the fact that Primeval Whirl is not coming back. And my guess is that there's probably a lot of brainstorming going on, but maybe no official plans right now. I'm sure the company is watching its budgets and options very carefully. Rhonda says, can I stop and get you a churro? Might be able to drop it on the fax machine for you. Churro sounds pretty good, actually. Gina says, was here last week, went on Avatar 4 times. Good for you. This is definitely the time to check out Flight of Passage, attraction that before the shutdown was regularly having 2-3 hour waits and was very difficult to snag a fast pass. Now folks are getting in and getting right on, relatively speaking. Okay, Theater in the Wild here on our right. Finding Nemo the musical, not open. There has been some scuttlebutt in the trade press about Disney's relationship with Actors Equity and coming to an agreement on under what conditions and when stage shows here in the parks will reopen. At this point, they're not. Also at this point, doesn't seem like there are definitive plans. So Festival of the Lion King, Finding Nemo the musical, not currently in operation. Don't know when they will be. Always nice to see Expedition Everest in the background. Looks good. Jessica, good morning to you. Thanks for being here. Theater of the Wild still has its fans running. I guess that helps. Emily says, what's my favorite mask to wear? So I have tried some white cloth masks as well as the blue disposables, and I'm kind of double-minded about it all. Somehow it seems to me that because they look thinner, the blue disposable masks are a little bit easier to breathe through. But I have been trying out some reusable white cloth ones. They're kind of growing on me. But now I figure I've got this box of blue ones. So, good morning. I need to kind of use it up. Hi, good morning. John says, is the safari ride still going? I believe it is, and that's actually my destination, is Kilimanjaro Safaris in the Africa section here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So when I started, 25-minute wait reported on the My Disney Experience app. Hoping it's not going to take that long. It's great to see this area of the park again. Expedition Everest, one of the best coasters ever. Looks like the line is backing up a bit, but you know, when you have to keep 6 feet between each party, the line does extend out. We'll see what the wait time looks like here in a second. Kimberly, good morning to you from Milwaukee. How's it going? All right, looks like the standby wait time is reporting 25 minutes for Expedition Everest. My experience is that most of the wait times are listed as higher than what they actually are. That's even true in the pre-shutdown days. Still interesting to get used to the park crowd levels, just not what I'm used to seeing. Good morning. Amy says, love seeing the cast members. It is good to see people back out in the parks. Might see if the chimpanzees or monkeys are swinging around up here on the right. That's always fun to stop and see. So the former location of Rivers of Light over here on our left will not be presenting that show anymore, as Disney has officially announced this week. Looks like maybe some of the ships from the show are sort of parked on the banks, which is interesting. It's fun to hear the music here. Allison says, looks less crowded, I think was the comment. Susan, hello to you. Julie from Illinois, thanks for being here. Welcome to Disney's Animal Kingdom. As we are wont to do, kind of taking a long way around. Started out in the Oasis, went up to the Tree of Life, took a right, took a little stroll through Dinoland USA, past Expedition Everest. Now, headed over to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Looks like the apes, chimpanzees, monkeys, not sure exactly what they are up. You can see them a little bit sort of hanging out on the bamboo scaffolding. It's normally really interesting to watch them. Oftentimes they are swinging. Looks like they're taking a little bit of a break. Oh, there's some activity. Amy Best says, like the Rivers of Light show. Steven said, do they still bring out the... Oh, I missed it. Sorry about that. Shawnee said, beautiful day. Sometimes the comments just sneak by a little faster than I can read them. But thank you for sharing the comments. I always appreciate it. Thanks for all the thumbs ups, and the hearts, and the likes. It's great encouragement to me, especially the shares. Good way to get the word out. So thank you to all of you for being here, sharing a little bit of Disney fun with me today. You can hear the announcement in the background. Bob and Rita really enjoys the walks through the parks. Thank you for that. Appreciate your being here. I've heard that some of the Disney Vacation Club locations are starting to reopen, at least one in each park. This is actually a Wilderness Explorer right next to Disney Vacation Club. I don't see anyone staffed here for the Vacation Club. Tracy said this area is usually so crowded. It is true. I'm used to seeing crowds really everywhere. And it is just still a bit of a shock to the system to see so few people here in the Disney parks. I understand why it's happening, makes good sense. But it is different. Looks like Yak and Yeti's not open right now, at least. Hi Jill, good morning to you. Interesting vegetation always to check out. Jill, good morning to you. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for being with me here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So the Up Great Bird Adventure has returned as I... Okay, maybe the broadcast is back on. Looks like it stopped. Now maybe it's back. Sorry about that. Sometimes the cellular technology just does not want to cooperate. Okay, thanks everyone for jumping back. I noticed that the stream of hearts and thumbs up dried up. Comments did too. Just was sort of between connections, I guess. Tony, I am back. Thanks for sticking around. Hi, Gary. Thanks for hanging on for the broadcast. All right, we continue to make our way over to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Normally I've got pretty good luck as far as connections there. So, as long as it's not reporting a crazy wait time, that's where we're going to go. Beverly, hello to you in Delaware. Thanks for sharing the broadcast. Monica in Ohio, hello to you. Jane, good morning. It's another good day at Disney. Most all days at Disney are good ones. It's nice to be back here in the parks. Christine, hello to you from the UK. Thank you for being here. Always fun to see people from all over joining the broadcast. I appreciate that. All right, we are continuing into the Africa section. We're going to hang a right, get in line for Kilimanjaro Safaris. Hopefully we'll be able to see some animals. Cindy, hello to you. Says, glad to see me back on the live feeds. I'm very happy to see that as well. So thank you for joining me. This is actually the second Saturday of being back to the normal schedule. Last week was the Magic Kingdom. Did have a chance to get into the Magic Kingdom pass holder preview the week before. All right, this area of Harambe looks good. Nice shape as usual. It's fun to hear the music. Looks like Kilimanjaro Safari's line stretching out here a little bit, but we're going to try it and see how long it goes. Looks like it's not too far from getting into the covered section. Thank you. All right, cast member said 35 minutes. I don't know. It seems like a long time, but I've got a new battery, so I'm up for it. We'll see what things look like in the queue. My guess is it was not going to take quite that long. If it gets really uninteresting, just walking through the queue, I'll end the broadcast, but we'll keep it on for now. It's sort of fun to hang out, chat a little bit in the comments, listen to the music. So let's see how it goes. John asked, how is the heat? I think that was John. It's a warm day here. I mean, it's the end of July in Florida, so I kind of expect it that way. When I started up the broadcast, it was about 84, 85 degrees, supposed to get up to 88. So the temperature itself is not that high, but we definitely love our humidity here. It is a sticky day for sure. Jane shared the broadcast. Jane, thank you for that. Beryl, strange to see Harambe without the congestion. You're right, Beryl. It is just a very different sight to see so few people, relatively speaking, here in the parks. The Park Pass reservation has really restricted the number of folks here. You can actually see and do a lot in a very short period of time, but it's still just a different look. Tricia said, pin of the month. All right, you get the second award for prompting the shameless plug for the Pin of the Month Club. If you want to have a little bit of Disney fun delivered to your home every month, check out pinofthemonthclub.com. Susan said, are there separation markers in Harambe? I did see some as I was strolling through. They seem to be pretty well set up throughout the parks. Actually, it seems like we're not in a spot right now where the social distancing markers are on the floor. But my guess is that once we get up here, maybe we'll see them a little bit more. Shani said, humidity is the worst. It is a sticky day here. Kind of get used to it a little bit. All right, so it looks like now we've got the social distancing marker showing up. Glennis, do I know how many people are allowed, I think, in the parks? No, I do not, actually. I don't think that's information that Disney has released. My guess is that it's probably a shockingly low number. If you get a really busy day, you can get up to 80, 90,000 people in the Magic Kingdom, 100, 120,000 in Epcot. But I think that we're probably seeing crowds, I don't know, my wild guess, 10,000 people, 15,000 people maybe. It is amazingly reduced. Julianne says, is the Lion King show still running? So at this time, the Festival of the Lion King here at Disney's Disney's Animal Kingdom is not in operation. There have been some public discussions, or discussions that have come out in the public between the Disney company and Actors Equity, which is the union that represents the actors in live stage shows like that. They have still not come to an agreement. Lisa is saying it is empty. Yep, it really does look not crowded here. Aaron asked, how are the wait times? You know, most attractions are very low wait time, 5-10 minutes worth. So here Kilimanjaro Safaris is saying 35 minutes. We'll see. My guess is it's not going to take that long. My experience going through the Magic Kingdom last week is that a lot of what you do here is nearly walk on. Some of the more popular things like Kilimanjaro Safaris or Flight of Passage, yeah, there might be some waits, but definitely not what you typically see. Darlene says, are the penny machines still out? I believe I did see one over at Disney Springs in a pin trading store, so I think so. Michelle, Flight of Passage showed 35 minutes. Yep, that's kind of what I saw this morning before I started up the broadcast, which is 35 minutes is still a long time to wait in a line, but it's pretty amazing since before the shutdown, 2-3 hour waits were extremely common. Fast passes were near impossible to get, so it is interesting to see such wait times listed. Jones says, encouraging to see people wearing masks and using social distancing. My experience has been that people have been very respectful of the social distancing markers. People have been following the rules, and Disney has been enforcing them as well. John posted the link for the World of Walt store. Thanks for doing that. So that's a place where you can go and check out Pin of the Month Club sign up, or a selection of t-shirts, which are now available. Helene says, Disney doesn't mess around with the mask rules. Yeah, I actually know a couple cast members, and they have told me that they are instructed to be very strict. Polite, but strict. Sounds like someone is calling to book a safari. I think it's been a while since I've been through this part of the queue. Pretty cool. Terrence says, happy to see everybody following the rules. It is a good thing to see. Bill says, is the dinosaur ride open? I believe that it is. So Dinosaur over in Dinoland USA, their time travel experience, I believe that is open. If I remember correctly, when I checked out the My Disney Experience app, it was a very low 5-minute wait time. I don't think I've ever done a broadcast at Dinosaur. It's one of those attractions that's just so dark, I don't think you would see anything at all, kind of like Haunted Mansion. Don says, I'm consistently moving and likes that. Yeah, it does seem like the lines move along very, very consistently. They're sort of stretching in and out all over the place. It also doesn't feel quite as claustrophobic, for lack of a better word, just because you've got more space and people aren't jamming into every inch. Shelley says, my favorite is Animal Kingdom. Thanks for sharing. Happy to do it. Kimberly said, Dino has only a 5-minute wait right now. Yeah. When I checked out My Disney Experience before coming into the park, I think most all of the attractions had 5-minute waits. Here, Kilimanjaro Safaris had, I think, 20 minutes. The wait time line when we started up said 30. Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey had 30 or 40, two of the most popular. Robert says, what will take Dinoland's place? So Disney has not announced any information about what changes might be coming to Dinoland, except for the fact that Primeval World now officially will not reopen. When I walk through, the carnival games are not open. That could be an issue with staffing. It could be that it's just not worth operating them anymore. So Dinoland is definitely quieter. Randy says, enjoys the videos. Thanks, Randy. Appreciate that. Trish, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the queue of Kilimanjaro Safaris. Helene says, is everything in Dinoland going away? We don't know. We don't really know. So the fact that Primeval World is shutting down permanently, I think has caused people to wonder, might this be an opportunity for Disney to do something different with that area? So now you've got Triceratops Spinner, you've got the carnival games, you've got Dinosaur, the sort of loud attraction. So it's one change in that land, but it's a significant change. So we'll have to see. Disney has a lot on its plate right now to deal with financial issues and coronavirus issues, so I wouldn't necessarily expect to see any dramatic changes to that area of the park right away, but that's just my personal opinion. We'll see what happens. Eileen says, I hope I get a great tour guide. Yeah, me too. Actually, it's always fun. I think the tour guides do a great job. It's interesting to see them point out the animals. It seems like they really do know their stuff. I'm also interested to see how the safari vehicles have been set up. I think there might be some dividers between the seats, so it should be interesting. Steve says, thanks for keeping us posted. Definitely happy to do that. Claudia, good morning to you in San Antonio. Thanks for joining me here on the live broadcast. Good to see you. The line here for Kilimanjaro Safari seems to be moving along pretty well. Patrick, are the Swan and Dolphin considered Disney properties? So the Swan and the Dolphin are not operated by the Walt Disney Company. I believe they're Marriott's, but they are on Disney property in the Boardwalk and Epcot Resort area. Kevin, good morning to you in Austin, Texas. Says, thanks for taking us along. Happy to do it. Jim from San Bernardino, California. I may have mispronounced that. Appreciate your being here. Jennifer is another Disney fan from Texas. Hello to you. We are here in the standby queue for Kilimanjaro Safaris in the Africa section of Disney's Animal Kingdom. You might be able to see the social distancing markers on the ground here. People have been doing, I think, a very good job of following these markers to make sure that there's appropriate space between one party and the next. Lou, hello to you from Ohio. Thanks for being here. It's a warm day here, but you know, when it's a little less crowded, it doesn't feel quite as hot. Natalie from Deltona, Florida, just up the road. Thanks for being here. Reen, hopefully I'm saying your name right, says this is favorite attraction in Disney's Animal Kingdom. really looking forward to seeing it. My first time in this park since the reopening. Of course, first time on Kilimanjaro safaris. It'll be interesting to see if they've made some adjustments to the vehicles to get more people on. I don't expect to see any of the animals wearing masks, but we'll see. Roberta says her son works on Soarin'. That's great. Tell him thank you for being a part of the company and helping to share some Disney fun with folks. Susan in New Jersey, welcome to the broadcast. Good to see you. Jennifer says, looks like the line is moving right along. It is, actually. I get that same feeling as well. So it's not exactly continuous motion. It's a little bit of start and stop, but have not been stalled here. So it's also nice that the queue is largely covered. Got some videos to check out up here. Diana says, fun to check out Saturdays. Thank you for that. Robert says, do I like the new paint job on the castle? So Robert, this is a good question, one that kind of causes some discussion. So when I saw the photographs of the new paint job on Cinderella Castle in the Magic Kingdom, to be honest, I kind of had mixed emotions about it. I wasn't sure if I liked it. But I do have to say that seeing it in person is a very different experience. It looks good. I think it really looks good. I think the pink color is not like Pepto-Bismol pink, like the 25th anniversary. I think the gold really catches the sunlight, so it looks good, actually. I like it. Dave says, loves the broadcast. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate your being here for that.
Remember to wash your hands frequently throughout your visit.
Yeah, got an announcement.
The sanitizer dispensing units provided. Thank you.
Ashley from Michigan's got a trip coming up. Eileen's got a trip coming up as well, has not canceled it yet. Seeing a lot of notes here about people who've got some trips coming up, which is good. I hope that you all are able to make your trips. Hope you have a good experience. It's definitely a different experience than what it has been in the past. But still good. Even though the parks are not open as long, even though there's no fast pass, with a very reduced crowd levels, you can see and do a lot in a day. Lori in North Dakota, how's it going? Matthew said, is it worth it? This is a question that a lot of people have asked. So the experience is not what you would have gotten a year ago. There are no nighttime spectaculars. There are no parades. There are no up-close meet and greets. And so my thought is that if you are planning a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Disney World and you want to get a true Disney experience, this may not be the right time to come. That said, if you have the opportunity to come more than once in a lifetime, maybe if you've been in the past and you want to experience some Disney fun again, it is a good experience still. It's not the same experience, it's not a quintessential Disney experience, but it's still a good experience. Helene says the reduced crowds look nice. Kim says loves Animal Kingdom. Amy says, am I originally from Florida or did Disney draw me here? So I am actually a native Floridian. I grew up in South Florida, west of Fort Lauderdale. But I lived in the north for a number of years, Ohio and Indiana, and kind of like a boomerang, I made my way back. Wendy said, no one can go to Disneyland yet as there is no opening date posted. This is true. So at the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California, there is no opening date yet. So unlike all the other parks and all the other Disney parks around the world, that one is still not open and we don't know when it will be. Eric said it will be worth it to him to be here in 21 days. Eric, I hope you have a good trip. I'm kind of interested in everyone else's opinion, so things are different. We got to see some of that today. So do you think it is worthwhile still coming to Disney World? Would you recommend that anybody come to Disney World or just maybe people who are familiar with the drill? What advice would you give to someone who's asking that question? Is it still worth a trip to Disney World? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Brian asked, how long are the lines? Most of the attractions here at Disney's Animal Kingdom are 5 minutes, but there are exceptions like the one we're waiting for right now, which is Kilimanjaro Safaris. The attractions in Pandora, it's a Flight of Passage and Na'vi River Journey, about 30-40 minutes. Margie said, are the water parks open? Nope, not right now. Helene said, would not recommend a trip right now to a newbie. Michelle said she would recommend it. Carl Ann said, won't get on a plane. Sherry says, thanks for the broadcast. Wendy said, absolutely. Gina says, was at Disney World last week. Good for you. And said it was worth it. Michelle's going to be here in January. Mary Ellen says, agree with me. If it's a trip of a lifetime, maybe not. But if you go often, yeah, it's a good thing to do. Jeffrey said, next trip is going to be the first week of December for his 50th birthday. Happy birthday, a little early. Well, okay, a lot early. But I hope your trip is a good one. Deborah found out last week. Susan said, cancel the trip because of restrictions. Wendy said, you can ride all the rides per park each day. This is true. You can see and do a tremendous amount right now. Jose says, does not recommend a trip. Jacqueline doesn't do parades and parties. Donna said, absolutely. Going to be coming down to Pennsylvania just for Disney Springs. Disney Springs is a lot of fun to see. Most everything is up and rocking there. Marjorie said, would go in a heartbeat if she could. Laura said, a once-in-a-lifetime trip, no, but if you want to do all the rides, yes. That's kind of what I think as well. Pat said, wouldn't recommend a Disney trip if you want the full experience. Lisa said, planning on going in September. David said, a newbie should wait until normal times return. Matthew and Charlotte said, only challenge is the mask. If not for that, then go. Paul said, I had to cancel a trip from the UK. Yeah, very tough to come from outside of the US these days. Donna says, lots to see and do right now, but is a big fan of the parades and the fireworks. James says, sitting at home on a cold and windy day in the UK. Thanks for bringing a little bit of Florida fun. Glad to do that. Tabitha is coming at the end of September. Okay, it looks like the line has been a bit stalled for a while now, but I can see some movement up ahead, so hopefully that's a good sign. That is something that I have noticed with the lines. Sometimes there are breaks where Disney does some extra cleaning of the attraction vehicles. I don't know what's happening up ahead, but it's very possible that there was a complete stop in the line because of that. Casey said, planning in 2021, but decided not to wait another year. So 2021 will be the year of the 50th anniversary opening, well, way back in 1971. But exactly what that celebration is going to look like and what time frame it's going to go over, still to be determined. Michelle asked if they were cleaning the trucks. That is very possible. Beryl said, definitely advantages of seeing things these days, especially the wait times. Yep, this is true. You know, it will not be very often, maybe never again, that you're going to have standby wait times of 5 minutes for the vast majority of attractions. My experience at the Magic Kingdom was pretty much walk on everything, including Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is another attraction that just regularly has 2-3 hour waits. So if you don't like crowded spaces, if you don't like long waits, and you know, who does, this may be a good time to go. Carol said, what ride am I waiting on? This is the queue for Kilimanjaro Safaris. I can actually see the ride vehicles through the foliage there. So when I got on the line, they said 30 minutes. Not sure it's really going to take that long. Had a bit of a pause. My guess is up front they were doing some cleaning. Nancy said, are the pools at the hotels open? You know, that is a really good question. I wonder if anybody here on the broadcast knows. I think they may be, but might be restricted, because I remember reading that you do have to wear a mask if you're in a pool area, but you do not and should not wear a mask if you are actually in the pool itself. Lisa said that Universal canceled Halloween Horror Nights. Yes, this is true. That was kind of big news this past week in the theme park industry. Halloween Horror Nights are a huge event for Universal Studios Florida, and the fact that they canceled it means that, yeah, they're going to be losing out. A lot of people are going to be disappointed. But Disney also canceled the Not So Scary Halloween Party, saying that really they just can't make it happen because, sorry about that, the things that are part of the Halloween party and can't be done in social distancing, can't be done with you know, extra space, just would not make it the experience that it should be. Debbie, Gina said the resort pools are open. Ron confirmed that as well. Okay, thanks everyone. Appreciate that. Jeffrey said he's seen pictures that the pools are open. Sabrina, usually go every year, only going to Downtown Disney and Universal. Chris, hello to you. Happy Saturday. Thanks for being here. So we are waiting in line for Kilimanjaro Safaris. It'll be my first time seeing the animals since the shutdown. It'll be interesting to see what Disney has done to the ride vehicles. Cade says, thanks for doing the broadcast. Happy to do so. I appreciate your being here. Irvin asks, where am I? I am at Disney's Animal Kingdom and Kilimanjaro Safaris in the standby queue. I think I've got to be at least halfway through. I can actually peek through the plants and see the ride vehicles, the safari jeeps. So I feel like we're getting closer. The line was a little bit stalled for a few minutes. Kristen asks, how are the lines generally speaking? Extremely low, unusually low. Amazingly low. It is just a very different sort of experience with so few people in the park. David said, hopefully all the animals will have their masks on. I was thinking about that too, actually. Yep, I was thinking about that too. Irvin says, do they make you wear a mask? Yes, Disney has got a number of rules, so you have to have a temperature check before they allow you into the parks or Disney Springs. You have to wear a mask, and that is strictly enforced. Any guest over the year 2 or over has to wear it, no exceptions. And you have to follow the social distancing lines. And my experience has been that everyone has been going along with those just fine.
For your safety,
Lisa said, are the indoor shows closed?
except when actively eating or drinking. Please keep your party together, abide by the queue markings, and maintain physical distancing between your party and others. Remember to wash your hands frequently throughout your visit, or use the sanitizer dispensing units provided. Thank you.
So the question about the indoor shows is one of those answers where it depends. So when I was at the Magic Kingdom, I had a chance to see the Carousel of Progress, which is a favorite. I also had a chance to see Mickey's PhilharMagic. Both are inside theater type presentations. Both are up and running. So my general rule, I think, is that a lot of the shows are open if they're theater presentations, if they're automated. But things that require a significant number of actors, like Festival of the Lion King or Finding Nemo the Musical, those are not open. And at least in part due to some ongoing discussions between the company and Actors Equity, the union that represents a lot of those performers. All right, we're getting close. I can see the vehicles up here. I can see some people loading in. So we should be on our safari very shortly. Tara says, are they doing fast passes? That's a great question. And right now, no. All fast passes have been suspended. If you had a fast pass scheduled, it's been canceled. And really, fast passes aren't necessary these days because there are so few people in the parks. Irvin says, what rides have I been on so far? So today, this is the first one I'm going to go on here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, probably the only one. But when I was on at the Magic Kingdom last week, actually 2 weeks ago for the Pass Holder preview, I was there for the full day, and I had a chance to see and do so much more than I probably would have been able to do on a normal day with normal crowd levels. I got to go on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train 3 times, Space Mountain twice, got to go on Big Thunder Mountain twice, went on Pirates of the Caribbean, got to see Mickey's PhilharMagic, got to see Carousel of Progress, got to see a lot. Carol says, thanks for doing the broadcast, loves watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate your being here. We are getting very close to the loading area here for Kilimanjaro Safaris. Jose asked, is the Fantasmic show open? Good question. It is not. So all the nighttime spectaculars have been shut down. So Happily Ever After at the Magic Kingdom is not operating. Rivers of Light here at Disney's Animal Kingdom has been permanently shut down. It is not operating. Fantasmic at Disney's Hollywood Studios is not operating. And Epcot Forever at Epcot is not operating. Cindy says, is the ride handicapped accessible? I believe the answer is yes. I think there is a special safari vehicle for people with mobility issues. Fernando asked if I'm using a gimbal. Yes, I am. It's one of my favorite little toys. Really keeps the video much more steady. All right, we are steps away from loading onto our safari vehicle and checking out Kilimanjaro Safaris. Bill asked, is Splash Mountain open? It is. It's actually been a very popular attraction. Hello. Joanne says, looks forward to the broadcast every Saturday. Thank you, Joanne. Appreciate your being here. Francine says, likes the commentary. I have a soothing voice. Thank you for saying that. I always hear myself. I'm like, ew, I don't know if I like my voice very much, but I'm glad that you enjoy the videos. So these plexiglass dividers are something that's sort of propped up all over the place here at Disney World. Helps keep people separated. Alan says, is there an exception to the mask rule? I think there is no exception. And if you are not able to wear a mask, I think they are not allowing you to come into the park. That's my understanding. Chris says, how hot is it? We are in the upper 80s today. It is a muggy day, but it's actually not so bad once you're undercover like I've been here. So this is interesting. The queue area for Kilimanjaro Safaris, you can see lots of plexiglass up, both in the queue and between the carts.
Hi, how many do you have?
One.
Row number 2, please.
All right. We are just about ready to get on. Heather said no mask exceptions whatsoever. That was my understanding as well.
What's up, Billy?
All right, we are right in the front, which is kind of fun.
Hello.
You can see that there are dividers between all rows, so they're able to fill all rows of the safari vehicle. All right, once we get started, I'll talk a little less so you can hear the narrator and I won't disturb the people around me. Although I do feel like I'm in my own little bubble here. David says, looks tight. It does feel like you're in a plastic bubble, actually, but it is open up here, so not so bad. Diana says, say hello to the animals.
Alrighty, my friends. Raise your hands if you're excited. Alright, I got like 2 people. I'll take it. Now, my friends, if you are seated on that right-hand side of the truck, make sure you watch those hands, arms, feet, legs on the right. Doors will be sliding closed.
Alright, watch the doors, they are sliding closed. Alright, doors closed, you're all clear.
Oh, as we do like to say here in Harambe, Twin Day means let's go! Well, hello everyone, good morning, my name is JJ, I'll be your safari guide today. Now, for your safety and the safety of those around you, we do ask that you remain fully and completely seated at all times while on. Looks like we got the all clear to enter the Little Aturi Forest. The Little Aturi Forest has some nets and brush to help the animals use their natural coloration and markings to help camouflage in their surroundings. So keep your eyes and your ears peeled. You never know what you'll see or hear. I'm having a hard time hearing myself. Did you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're a little quiet.
I'll try to talk a little louder. Here on our left-hand side are some reddish-brown antelope called bongos. Bongos are given the nickname Ghost of the Forest as they're rarely seen. Now those horns point backwards to help them run quickly and quietly through the underbrush. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Perfect. On our right-hand side is a saddle-billed stork. They stand at about 5 feet tall. Their wingspan can reach about 9 feet in length, and they typically will mate in pairs for life. Now, all the way in that back rush is an okapi. Okapis are shy and reclusive animals. They look like zebras, have the body of a horse, the head of a giraffe. Not related to the zebra, though. Their actual closest living relative is a giraffe. Looks like we're heading out around the watering hole here. Watering holes do act as a gathering place for lots of animals to come together for a drink of water. Looks like there's a black rhinoceros hanging out near those rocks. To our left, now the black rhinoceros has a pointy upper jaw. They're the smaller of the 2 rhinoceros species, weighing about 3,000 pounds. Now, my friends, there's less than 5,000 black rhinoceros in the world as they've been poached for their horns. Now, their horns are made of a simple protein like our fingernails and hair called keratin, but some people believe that those horns possess medicinal or magical properties or qualities to them. even though there's no scientific data to back up their claims. Now on the hill to our right hand side is a couple tan antelope called greater kudu. The greater kudu are the second tallest antelope here in Africa, standing at nearly 55 inches tall at the shoulder. Now those ones are females. Males grow horns, the females do not. We are heading out of the forest and heading over towards the Safi River. Now the Safi River is definitely a different type of ecosystem. It is a more aquatic environment. So hopefully we'll find some more of the aquatic animals here on the reserve. There appears to be some Nile hippopotamus in that right corner. Now the word hippopotamus means river horse. They end up walking along the bottom of the river. They don't actually swim. Now they can even hold their breath underwater for up to 8 minutes at a time. To our left-hand side appears to be a bloat of hippopotamus. A bloat is a group. Now hippopotamus are nocturnal animals, most active at nighttime. They do eat about 90 pounds of vegetation daily. They prefer to eat on land in the evening and then return to the water in the morning to prevent their skin from getting sunburned. On the island out here is a pod of pinkback pelicans. A pod's a group. The pinkback pelican gets their name because of the pink coloration they get on their back during mating season. Now they're colonial nesters, nesting in groups of anywhere from 2 to 50 pairs. Now they have been known to have a wingspan which can reach 5 to 7 feet in length. Well, hold on my friends, it looks like there's some Nile crocodiles below. Now the Nile crocodile lives in a group called a bask on land, afloat in the water. The Nile crocodile has a bite force of nearly 2,000 pounds per square inch. They can grow to about 20 feet in length and on average weigh over 500 pounds. Now they do open those jaws to help regulate their body temperature as they are a cold-blooded species. Has anybody ever heard the phrase, "see you later, alligator," after wild crocodile? Yeah. Well, the one thing I like about crocodiles is that the crocodile's teeth actually show from the outside of their jaw when it's closed. An alligator's does not, so that's a good way to tell if it's an alligator or a crocodile. Now we are headed over to the Serengeti grasslands, which often acts as a superhighway for migratory land animals that travel across the savanna each and every year. It's a pretty large tree to our right. It's a baobab tree. It looks like it's upside down, but it's not. It remains leafless about 9 months out of the year to help conserve water consumption. They do store water in their trunks during periods of drought, and some people have even given them the nickname the Tree of Life. Now it does appear as if there's quite a few animals out here on the savanna. Hopefully we'll get close enough to see some of them up close and personal. Now this does appear to be a dazzle of zebras. These are the Hartsman Mountain Zebra. A dazzle is a group. The Hartsman Mountain Zebra stripes are unique, wide in the rear, thin in the front, and they don't hug their body all the way across. Now the zebra has a pretty powerful hind kick to ward off any predators. Now these are Maasai giraffes out here. The Maasai giraffe spotting pattern's unique. Jagged, jarry, irregular shaped patterns reminding me of puzzle pieces. A group of giraffes is known as a tower, which I find to be a pretty fitting word as they do tower over just about everything. Giraffes have a keen sense of sight, able to spot predators coming miles away. Now speaking of some predators, take a look to your left-hand side here. Looks like there's a pack of African wild dogs out here. Now the African wild dog is also called the painted dog because of their coloration. Now they do look cute and cuddly, but they're actually pretty successful hunters. Now they've been known to have about a 90% success rate as they take down their prey. They run it until it's exhausted by using teamwork, and then it will drop. Now here on our left-hand side in the tree line is a reddish-brown antelope called a sable antelope. Sable antelope get their name because of that sable brown coloration. They're territorial, using those horns to deter predators like lions from jumping on their backs. They also use those horns to spar other sable antelope to show dominance, and they are the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now these are termite mounds out here. Now termites are an important food source here on the savanna, especially for animals like warthogs, meerkats, and even some mandrill monkeys. Now the termite mound is made out of soil, saliva, and dung. They can be baked as hard as concrete in the hot African sun, but they're a porous, aerated structure. Elephants end up using them as back-scratching posts. Once they get worn down, though, antelope use them as lookouts through the high savanna grasses to help spot predators. Now here on our left-hand side, is a smaller antelope called a springbok. Springbok get their name because they spring up into the air about 6 feet at a 13-foot forward moving motion known as pronking. Now they can sustain running speeds at nearly 55 miles an hour. Now the savanna is definitely shaped by the animals that live out here. Elephants act as bulldozers, knocking over trees to help start new life. Giraffes act as pruning shears, cleaning up the underside of the trees to help let light through. Antelope act as edgers, cleaning up the high savanna grasses, making it nice and pretty. And predators help to maintain a balance in the circle of life. Now looking up ahead here on our right hand side, I do see some gray animals called white-bearded wildebeest. Now the white-bearded wildebeest are herding migratory animals, migrating hundreds of thousands of miles across the African savanna each and every year. Their nickname is Gnu, that's spelled G-N-U. It does come from the grunting sound. They are often heard making. Now they've been known to travel in a herd as large as 1.5 million individuals, especially as they migrate in search of food and water. Now these pretty large cattle out here with these super large horns are known as Ankole cattle, also called Watusi cattle, after the Watusi tribe first domesticated them. Now they are the only domesticated animal here on the reserve. Their horns can grow to about 4 to 6 feet in length. Now those horns look heavy, but they're a semi-hollow, honeycomb-like structure inside. Their blood flows all the way to the top of their horn, dripping back down slowly as it cools, helping to cool their core internal body temperature. There's a tan antelope at the top of the hill here on our right-hand side called the Patterson eland. Now the Patterson eland is one of the largest species of antelope in the world. The largest species of antelope here in Africa. Both the males and the females grow that beautiful spiral-shaped horn. From a standing position, they're capable of jumping 6 to 8 feet in the air. See an African elephant ahead to our right-hand side. Now the African elephant has a much larger ear shape than their cousin the Asian elephant, and it reminds me of the continent of Africa.
There's a swimming pool. We go. Yeah.
Now elephants like to live in a fairly large herd. Of all females and the young, often known as a matriarchal society, headed by the matriarch, who's typically the oldest and wisest female elephant. Now male elephants get kicked out of that herd in their teenage years to go live on their own in a more solitary life which they prefer. But sometimes they'll end up forming a small herd of all male elephants called a bachelor herd. But elephants face many different challenges, especially challenges of habitat loss, human and elephant conflict, as well as poaching. Now it is estimated that roughly 96 elephants are poached daily. That's approximately 1 elephant every 15 minutes. Now if we do keep up at that rate of poaching, there will be no more African elephants on Earth in about 12 to 15 years. But we can help to protect them as we're their biggest threat by making small little changes in our daily lives to help protect these magnificent animals for future generations to come and cherish. Now it does look like we found the red clay pits out here, and so did the elephants. Now elephants will eat red clay as it adds extra vitamins and minerals into their diet, which is kind of surprising to me considering the fact that an elephant is capable of eating up to 300 pounds of vegetation daily. Now elephants will flap their ears to help cool their core body temperature. As the elephant flaps their ears, it causes air currents to occur on the back of the ear where their blood vessels are, which can help to cool their core body temperature around 15 degrees Fahrenheit. But elephants have super sensitive skin, so oftentimes they'll end up throwing sand, dirt, or even mud on their backs, which can help act as a natural sunscreen for their sensitive skin. Now, giraffes are considered to be the tallest land animal in the world. They can reach heights of about 20 feet in height. That does make them a browser. Browser means that they eat from the underside of the trees. They use their prehensile tongue, which can grow to about 18 inches in length, to pull leaves off of branches and into their mouth. Now, a giraffe's tongue is not pink like ours. It's actually a dark purple or black color, which is believed to help prevent the skin on their tongue from getting sunburned, as they do spend most of their day eating. Here on our left-hand side appears to be a flamboyance of greater flamingos. Now, a flamboyance is a group. Greater flamingos are the largest and lightest in pink coloration of the flamingo family. They are born gray. They get their pink coloration through their diet of brine shrimp and other aquatic life that has beta-carotene in it. Now, it takes around a year of eating that diet in order to get that pink coloration. But flamingos are filter feeders, filtering the particles out of the water with their beak. Looks like the warden left the poacher's platform out here for us to be reminded that poaching is still a huge issue to this day. Now, poachers are typically well-financed individuals using the cover of darkness to take what they want. They take horns, tusks, coats of lots of different animals, pretty much anything they think they can sell on the black market to make a profit. It's a good thing the warden was able to stop a few poachers, though. Now, here on our left-hand side is what we call a mud wallow. Mud wallows are often used by rhinoceros. Rhinoceros love rolling around in the mud. Helps to cool their core body temperature and acts as a natural sunblock for their sensitive skin. Now, I do see a crash of white rhinoceros hanging out at the top of the hill to our right-hand side. Crash is a group. The white rhinoceros are the larger of the two rhinoceros species, weighing around 5,000 pounds. Now, they are a mistranslation of the Afrikaans word bite. Bite means wide because of that wide upper jaw. Do spot some cheetahs out here. They are pretty difficult cats to find, though. Cheetahs are considered to be the fastest land animal in the world, clocked at running speeds of over 60 miles an hour. But they're sprinters. They can't run that speed for long, about a minute tops. Cheetahs do hunt during the daytime, where most other large cats hunt at nighttime. Now, the cheetah is able to reach 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. That's thanks to their semi-retractable claw, which allows them to gain traction as they run those speeds. This is a rock formation out here called a kopie. Kopies are a great place to spot some large cats like the lion. Now, lions are usually inactive 16 to 20 hours every single day, being most inactive during the heat of the day and most active at nighttime. Now, lions live in a group called a pride, composed primarily of female lioness and the young. Now, the females tend to do most of the hunting, while the male stays at home to protect the pride and the young. The lions are territorial animals, so they roar. When they roar, you can actually hear the sound carry up to 5 miles away. Now, rhinoceros are capable of running at speeds of up to 35 miles an hour. They also can gallop at those speeds. Galloping is when all 4 feet leave the ground the exact same time. On our right hand side, I do see some gray feathered birds out here. Gray feathers usually indicate that they're females. Black feathers usually indicate that they're males. Those are ostrich. Oh, listen.
Okay, that made it worth it.
Wow.
They're talking. Like just for me, he was like, I know you're hot, but check this out.
I do see a warthog hanging out in the middle rocks there. Warthogs are the Swahili word for Pumbaa. Warthogs are the largest burrowing land animal in the world. They have 2 sets of tusks, one which is razor sharp for protection and self-defense, and the other one helps them to dig out those burrows. Now, ostrich are the largest flightless birds. They cannot fly, but they can run pretty quickly at speeds of nearly 40 miles an hour. Those reddish-brown antelope are Bontebok, extinct in their natural environments. You can only find them on reserves like this one. One time they were poached pretty heavily for their coats. Farmer helped to protect them by building a fence around them. They lacked the dexterity to jump the fence, so it worked to save them. They are thriving to this day thanks to that farmer's effort. Now those eggs on the ground are ostrich eggs. An ostrich egg can weigh about 3 pounds each. A human can stand on one of those eggs without it breaking. If you were to eat one of those eggs, you'd be eating what would be the equivalent of eating 2 dozen chicken eggs. One big omelet, if you ask me. Well, my friends, I think we were pretty successful out here today, finding such an amazing variety of animals. So I think it's time for us to celebrate life, our planet, and each other as we venture through the Magadi Glen. Now, I do see a scimitar horned oryx here on our left-hand side. They're extinct in their natural environments. You can only find them on reserves like this one. Now, they've been known to go about 9 months of the year without drinking a single drop of water. They get all the water they need through their diet of green vegetation, but also to help conserve water consumption, they won't break a sweat till their body temperature reaches over 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, my friends, we can help to protect these animals as we're their greatest threat, because a lot of the animals we found out here today are considered threatened, endangered, or even extinct. And they need our help. We can help by starting small and simple right in our backyard by reducing, reusing, and recycling. Another great way to protect these animals is by donating towards the Disney Conservation Fund. Now, Disney does match every donation dollar for dollar to help protect these magnificent animals. But if you're not able to donate, no worries. You can always learn more about animals by checking out DisneyAnimals.com, as knowledge and information is power. Well, my friends, I hope you were inspired today by the animals that live here, or myself, to start making small little changes in our daily lives to help protect these magnificent animals for future generations to come and cherish. Now, my friends, I do want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining me on our adventure today. Now, my friends, if you have altered your face covering in any way, shape, or form, please make sure that it's fully covering your mouth and nose as we do approach our Warden's Coast. If you are seated on that right-hand side, watch your hands, arms, feet, legs on the right doors are sliding open. Now, my friends, I don't like saying goodbye because I find it pretty sad and final. So here in Harambe, we say Kwaherini. Kwaherini is a Swahili phrase that means to go well. So go well wherever your adventures in life may take you. Be sure to gather up all your personal belongings and have a wild rest of your day. Hold on.
Watch your hands, fingers, and toes. On the right, doors are opening.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure, everyone. Kwaherini, go well.
Thank you.
Not too wild. Still a family adventure.
Wow, that was an amazing safari. I have never heard the lions roar like that before. It was cool to see the giraffes so close The ostriches up close, the rhinos up close. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I have never heard the lions like that before, just roaring back and forth. That was amazing to watch. Diana said amazing tour. Debbie said best ones with the lions. Yeah. Diane said a good way to start the day. Chip said a great tour. Lori said it was awesome. Yeah, thanks everyone. Really appreciate your being here with me to experience Kilimanjaro safaris at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I would say that was worth the wait in the queue. We'll walk out here before we wrap it up for today, see what the crowds look like as we get back out into the park. So I appreciate your joining me here today. It was fun to take a little tour of Animal Kingdom. We started off by seeing the tree of light, said our goodbyes to Primeval Whirl, although we don't really know when that's going to be going away, but we do know it's not going to be reopening. Also, the big news is that Disney announced Rivers of Light is not coming back. And actually, just this morning, Disney announced Christmas merchandise. It is July 25th, so good day for Christmas time in July. Head over to worldofwalt.com and you can see pictures of all the new Christmas time merchandise, some of which is actually available right now online at Shop Disney and at the Disney Days of Christmas store, Disney Springs. Others are going to be coming as we get closer to Christmas time. And there is a very cool Lego Star Wars Advent calendar, which would be a great way to count down the days till Christmas time. I'm going to peek over here in the Harambe Market just because I think this is a very cool themed area. Wendy says thank you. Wendy, thanks for being here. Denise says was awesome. Thank you so much. Emmy, thank you so much for the thumbs up and the hearts. Really appreciate when you do that. Hope you all had a great time on the safari. It was one of the best ones I've ever been on. That was amazing, especially with the lions. So thanks for joining me today here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I actually wanted to let everyone know that next Saturday, a week from today, I will not be doing a broadcast. I'm going to take a week off. So a little bit of R&R, but I will be back in 2 weeks. And I might find something to repost from a previous experience at a Disney park. So thank you again for being here with me. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday and a great weekend. And until next time, God bless.